Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to my channel. Welcome to our channel.
Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to the podcast.
Our first episode of the podcast.
Name will appear in a banner below.
Yeah. We're still figuring out the name, but you know the name before we do because it's right here. It's a beautiful day in Austin.
Sure.
Weather is very nice. I think we have a nice breeze. Yesterday was 90 degrees. It's a lot cooler today. So that's why I'm wearing a jacket. I
want it to be like also fallish.
Mm-hmm. I like that brown and the buttons are very cute.
This was like Marshall's, like $16.
Very cute. Do we want to talk about our fits before we get started?
Yeah. Okay.
We need prices too.
Oof. No, okay. Well,
get your receipt.
$16.99.
Mm-hmm.
Because a bitch is on a budget.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is like a skirt situation I've got going on here. It's got a cute little slit. I feel like these are American Eagle, but I could be wrong. And if they are, they're outlet American Eagle.
Mm.
Shout out to the Tanger outlets or wherever it's at.
San Marcos.
Just wearing some medias, just so that I'm not totally exposed. Normally my fit would be completed with my docs, but for now it's my Birks.
We're being modest today.
Just because, we're lounging around.
Yeah, you don't want to be too mamona today. Maybe that's our Spanish word of the day, mamona.
Mamona.
Would you like to tell the audience what mamona means?
Well, here's the thing. I feel like it means different things in
different contexts.
Mm-hmm. I feel like one time I said this to, I said it in like conversation to Arlene, and to her it meant something entirely different.
I guess it's regional too.
Yeah.
Because I'm from McAllen, which is in the Rio Grande Valley. You're from Laredo, and our friend
Puro
Arlene.
956.
And our friend Arlene is from
El Paso. Yeah. So there is, even from like our slang, it's like there's a difference.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I was saying it, I was meaning it to be like real stuck up, like real like, I don't know, fresa, bougie kind of thing. And to Arlene, like in the context that she had heard it was more homophobic.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And then also there's like people saying like no mames, like, or you're being mamona, like almost like being absent-minded too.
Yes.
Like being dumb.
Because I feel like sometimes I'm like, can I be real mamona? And that's just like, can I be real full of myself right now?
Yes.
Totally. So that's like the context that I feel like is more familiar to me. But yeah, when she told me that it had like homophobic connotations, like in the way that she's heard it, I was like, oh shit, okay.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, it's not in my vocabulary day to day.
Yeah. My pronouns are mamon or mamona. That's how I identify. For my fit, I'm wearing, I'm going to be mamon right now. Prada boots.
Okay.
These jeans.
But how much did they cost?
I got them for like $150 on the Real. Shout out to the Real. Maybe they'll sponsor us one day. But yeah, these were in quite bad condition, and I conditioned them, and they've been they've held up like really, really well. So can't complain. Got that on a budget. These jeans I got from a vintage store from this place, from a designer called Cowboy Denim. They're based here in Austin. So he like does patchwork denim, which is nice. And then I think I got this shirt from Banana Republic, and then this is from a designer called Jacques Mousse, based out of Paris. Again, I know I saw my.
Well, no, because if I look at my tag right now, it's gonna say some shit like Le Joy, but this is Marshall's. I don't know where it came from. And it's all, you know how like the pieces you find at Marshall's are always like a little off, and you're like, that's why they're at Marshall's. Like there's this like weird crease here, and I'm like, that's why it was at Marshall's.
But that's okay, because you could just kind of do that.
Yeah, I'm also just trying to. I've been like cleaning my closet. Which I feel like I always do. And that's actually something, one of my talking points that I had here was the guilt of getting rid of clothes.
My topic is also dealing with clothes, which is that I don't wear underwear. And I wanted to discuss that and then also talk about the history of underwear, which we can get to that.
Okay.
If you're ready.
Yeah. I mean, I just wanted to say that like I'm in this space right now where I'm clearing things out because I don't know what I need. but I think I need underwear. So
that is a great point of view. I think that I am definitely in the minority. But this all happened during the pandemic. I feel like the pandemic changed a lot of us. So this was during a time where we weren't doing a lot. So, and I think probably as a woman, maybe you weren't wearing bras, probably maybe as often as you were. I think for me, underwear was the same, but at the same time too, I think like most of us, we probably gained a little bit of weight. So some of my underwear no longer fit. And then also I was suffering a lot from acid reflux, which underwear can press on your stomach. It can make the acid reflux work worse. And so I ended up not wearing underwear anymore, which I know is for some people kind of weird. I had a friend who was like, I mean, but don't your pants like go up your crack? I'm like, personally, no. Not for me.
like, I don't know about you, but
not for me. I haven't gotten any rashes or anything, so it hasn't been a problem for me. But there are instances where I do wear underwear. Like if I know I'm going to go shopping, it's probably best for me to wear underwear when I'm trying things on. To be frank, that probably hasn't always been the case. I know, but
you heard it here, folks. You heard it here first, folks.
My dick has touched.
Ricky tries on.
I
Ricky
try
goes
to
to Barton
avoid it.
Creek Mall.
I try to avoid it. That has not always happened, but I'm trying to be a good citizen of the world. But honestly, there's a lot of dirty bitches out there anyway. So yeah, I wear underwear like for formal events, like your wedding. I wore underwear, so
thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, I thought I would be very respectful. But yeah, so I have some complicated issues with underwear. Maybe I'll go back to it, but right now I feel free.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there like a lot difference in the patterns that you have, or like the fabric or the material and how it feels? Is there something that you're like, I don't love it, but I love not wearing underwear more than hating this feeling? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess like for example would be like formal wear. I do not like the feeling of that like slacky wool material on my private areas. But like jeans, short, anything cotton is fine. That's not a problem for me, but it's typically like formal wear.
What about jeans? Are jeans comfortable?
Yeah. Like I'm never not like, oh, like this is up my crack or something like that. The only time anything goes up my crack that I've found is like when I'm at the gym and I'm wearing like my shorts, and typically those have like a lining that tends to like,
okay,
but I guess it's because I'm moving a lot, you know, I'm doing squats or whatever, and you have to like pull it out a little bit. But like typically, I don't really have any problems. But I know for some people it's probably like a hygiene thing.
Yeah.
How do you feel about like and it's probably different as a woman.
Yeah.
Like not wearing underwear. I don't know. But how like if I challenged you to not wear underwear for a week, how would that feel?
I guess I am more like sensitive to textures in that way. So maybe it would be like I wouldn't wear loose stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe I would wear some like tighter shorts or something like that. I don't know if anybody's gonna relate to this, but I feel like sometimes things need to feel like they're in place.
Right.
And I feel like that feeling comes from like when you're on your period and you just don't want to move.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I guess I would rather not wear underwear than wear an uncomfortable underwear, because sometimes your underwear could be too loose. Again, if you buy your underwear at Marshall, sometimes the extra smalls aren't so extra small. And so sometimes it could be loose, or it could be like if you're trying to go for like a sleek underwear that it just kind of rolls up. The one that has like no like lines, they roll up all the time. Right. Or how some underwears are just made like they have the really, really tiny crotch areas that you're basically like, okay, I should not wear underwear. This feels like nothing.
I remember there was a time where like on social media, people talk about lips. They're like, my lips would be slipping out of that.
And I think that came up like a lot with like Skims. Which, by the way, have you seen? Well, I didn't really look into it, but I saw a glimpse. Apparently, like there's like thongs that have like bushes on them, like Skims.
Why?
For people who can't have the bush. I don't know. For people who want the bush for
Oh,
one night, like it has like it looks like hair. Like
is that inclusivity for like people with alopecia or something?
I,
I don't know.
I
Interesting.
mean,
I mean,
you know, like one day it's in, one day it's not. I guess. So that
it's
came up.
interesting. We want what the other person doesn't have. There's probably people who are like very hairy who don't want to be, and then some people who aren't and are like, I want that.
You know what? Probably.
Yeah. Very
Yeah. So like
interesting.
I just saw that, but yeah, I guess I wouldn't mind trying it.
Yeah. Well, this kind of goes into like the topic, but that same friend that I was talking to about not wearing underwear, we talked about bras because in the history of underwear, like women have worn some type of bust support. I know that probably in the last 50 years, maybe even longer, there's this idea that bras or any garments for breasts have like subjugated women or that they're like somehow like restricting the body. But I follow a lot of women who do historical costuming. So they'll literally like reenact what Marie Antoinette wore or like something from 1880, something like that. And so their complaint a lot is that women who wear, like in TV shows, they'll complain about, oh, the corset was so uncomfortable. But back then, like it's kind of like a bra now. Like you wouldn't wear a bra that doesn't fit you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas these TV shows, they're making these corsetry and they're not taking the fit into account because it's kind of like you just need to make it quickly or whatever. You know, and you have these actresses saying that like these corsets are really restrictive. And you have this idea that back then women were really restricted by these things. But a lot of it, for at least from this female perspective, was like to support yourself. You know what I mean? And one of my friends was saying, I was like, well, like for you, do you prefer not wearing a bra? She's like, no, like I need to. Like if I'm doing things around the house, I want things to be,
Yeah.
you know, in place. I
place.
don't want things swinging around. It's not like a thing that like for me feels like I'm being constricted. It's like support. And so from the very beginning, like if you, and I'm getting all my information from the History Extra podcast, which is produced by the BBC, so you know that this stuff is correct. But even in ancient Rome, so Romans would wear a garment called a subliculum, which is basically like a Speedo. So both men and women would wear it. It would literally have ties on the side. So think of like a bikini bottom almost.
Okay.
And then women would wear something called a strophium, which was basically like a bandeau top to hold the breasts together. So since like ancient times, women have been doing that to like
Yeah.
hold things in. So I find that very interesting because, you know, I feel like with women's lib, like the burning of the bra, it's very interesting to see that kind of backlash where a lot of women in the past were doing it because a lot of them were doing. Can you imagine being out in the field and not having a bra? How would that feel? I don't have breasts, but I'm assuming that would be something that would be uncomfortable. So you see that from the very beginning as like people like trying to, on the topic of support, you want to feel like everything's in place, especially with underwear. I guess for me, I'm not at that point, but I think historically speaking, there's just always been that constant of making sure everything's in support.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, well, like I said, like when we're in our period, I feel like we even want to move less because you're like, oh, but yeah, it's like having your pad or your tampon and then maybe having like a liner too and just wearing like a faja to keep it all tight or like just some shorts and all that stuff. Like, yeah, I can relate to that.
It's like a security blanket. I think that like when weighted blankets came around, I think that's kind of like the same idea. Something's hugging you to keep you protected.
Yeah.
Especially like probably from early in our history, like, you know, we don't have a lot of hair. You're naked. You're a human being. You want something to like clothe you and keep you tight. But what's interesting too is like the type of underwear that we wear. Like I know I just mentioned ancient Rome, they would wear something like a Speedo, but from like the medieval times to probably the 19th century about, people would wear like something called like a smock or like a chemise, which is basically like a big giant t-shirt, and it was typically made of linen. So in European fashion, like the predominant fiber that they used was linen, which was made of flax. This was before cotton started, like probably around the time that colonization happened. And so at the time, like outerwear, your fabric that you would wear was very expensive. So instead of the way we wash our clothes, like after we wear it, like you would wear your smock, your chemise, and then you would put your clothes over that. So that like piece of clothing was to like protect your nice clothing from getting the sweat and dirt so that you didn't have to wash that garment. And then also, since a lot of people didn't have access to like maybe bathing regularly, you would just clean that smock instead, and you would change it out several times a day, which is very interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it sounds like that's a lot of layers.
Yeah.
And is it heavy, or how much are you sweating? But also
Right.
maybe it was less hot.
Well, yeah, I mean, there was periods of time, like in the Elizabethan era, they called it the Little Ice Age. That's like when temperatures dropped, like, I don't know if it was globally, but at least in Europe, like it was like quite cold. I think I need to do a little bit of deep dive into like colonial Mexican fashion, because that has its own, not restrictions, but it's a lot warmer. I'm wondering if the layers decreased, if the layers were different, maybe the fabrics were different. That's something to definitely
Well, yeah.
get into.
Well, like I mean, I don't know like when the Mexican dresses, like, I know there's probably been like variations of Mexican dresses, but the ones that are around today are like are they cotton, the really thin ones,
Right.
and they just have
With
like
the
all
embroidery,
of embroidery.
yeah, definitely.
So they're supposed to be breathable,
Right.
but I guess long because to cover you like in general.
Yeah.
Like
And I think
sun.
Mexican history is different. It's interesting because I think for so long with the Spanish being present, they wanted to emulate what was happening in Europe. And I think around Frida Kahlo's time, that's like when there was this explosion of like Mexican identity. You know what I mean? So I would be interested, maybe we'll have that in episode in the future talking about Mexican fashion and that kind of like change over time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But on the topic of clothes, let's talk about closet cleaning, guilt, and yeah.
I feel like so every once in a while I get into I need to minimize, or I need to clean this up, or the fits are just not fitting. And because the fits are just not fitting, I'm like, I need more options. I need to do something else. Or like, I want to have the 5 pieces.
Right.
And I feel like I fluctuate a lot between I want to have less and then I just want to buy stuff. Yes. So, I mean, I tend to just mostly nowadays go to like Marshalls and Ross for outfits and stuff. So at least it's not like so much fast fashion, I think. Or maybe I'm getting like the bulk end of the fast fashion and not going to like the Shein or whatever, which I have done before. But I think also just shopping online is real hit or miss. But yeah, so I fluctuate from like wanting to get rid of everything to having a lot of variety, and then I just get sick of it. So I've been sort of, I guess, purging my closet, really throwing things that I'm saying, okay, I really didn't wear it. Like, I really haven't worn it in 2 years, so I should get rid of it. But also, my mom gives me stuff all the time, and I sometimes I can do it, and I'd be like, no, Mom, I don't like it, and I don't take it. But sometimes I will take it because my mom's like, oh, it's so pretty, and like you could wear it like this, and I'm like, yeah.
Does she ever say like, well, if you don't like it, you can sell it?
No.
That would be my mom. My mom will try to sell it.
Well, my mom, she has her venta every Saturday. She will put out stuff, like she will try to sell things that like, I'm like, Mom, nobody wants this. And she's like, you never know. So I know that she'll sell it, but I also, because that means she just also has a lot of things, I don't want to add to that.
Right.
So I'm also like, yeah, I'll take it. And then I'll just end up hoarding it for a couple years. I put it away. Sometimes it's in my closet and I'm like, I'm going to try to wear it. Then I don't. Or I'll just put it away and I'm like, just go hide somewhere for a little bit.
Right.
But then eventually I have to make decisions to throw things away. And I think that's tough for me.
What do you have too much of and what do you have too little of?
I have too much. I have too many t-shirts.
I think you told me that one time, yes.
And I remember condensing them down, but now I've gotten more t-shirts.
Are they stuff you've bought or people have given you, or
They're like
where are they coming from?
they're like concert t-shirts
Mm-hmm.
mostly. A few like print tees here and there. But yeah, like I went through this phase where I wanted to wear like just medium t-shirts because I was like I wanted the baggy look.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm like
The Gen Z look.
Yeah, and now I'm like, okay, maybe it's over.
Right. Is there, because I feel like maybe you and I are on the same boat. Like, we're 33. We're ancient, I guess, at this point to some Gen Zers or Gen Alpha.
Yeah.
I feel like the transition from the skinny jean to like the relaxed jean or the wide jean like happened so quickly for me. Like, I feel like I'm now barely adapting to that. Not that I wore skinny jeans like often, but like I was still in like that like slimmer jean look.
Yeah. I mean, I still have skinny jeans.
Yeah. Like,
And I'll put them on.
right.
And sometimes Ricardo's like, no. I'm like, okay.
It's like, that's so chuggy.
So I have mom jeans,
Mm-hmm.
but I also have jeans with like the holes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's also like, okay, when are you too old?
Yes.
But also, who cares?
Yes. Well, that's been, and I was talking to Luke, my partner, yesterday about it. Like, I feel like the way we see Gen Z looking, like, I remember vividly, like, we had gone out to the bar with a bunch of people from our old work. I don't even remember. And we pointed out that, like, all the girls were wearing, like, white, like, white shoes with, like, high-waisted jeans and, like, a tank top. And I was like, this is so bizarre because we came from a time where you would wear your statement necklace and your bun.
Your
and
blazer?
Your blazer.
Because, you know,
Your bodycon peplum dress.
business meeting at 5, club at 6.
Your high heels that were this big.
Those
That's just the platform.
pumps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was like very bizarre for me. And I thought, oh, that's the look, is this like just jeans and a t-shirt. But I've sort of gotten back into fashion because my partner is very into fashion right now. I kind of gave up on that because of the pandemic and, you know, whatever. And I started to I've started to follow fashion a little bit more, like where I'm watching like fashion shows now. So Fashion Month just finished in October, or in September, sorry. So you see all the trends that are coming out of Paris and they're nothing like what you see on TikTok. So that's why I always felt this disconnect where I'm like, I'm not vibing with what the zeitgeist is.
Okay.
But that zeitgeist is like very limiting. Like, it's only like one little kind of narrow view. Whereas now I'm like, oh, like I can kind of dress in between like super nice and like more casual. It's like this kind of fashion casual that like I'm starting to like get into a little bit more.
Yeah.
So now I feel like more confident in my clothes because I'm like, I don't need to dress like that anymore. I can kind of like do my own thing. That's maybe based on like what's happening maybe in like a higher end level, I guess, or like inspired by that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I have that identity a lot of like, what is my style?
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking about it. And I was like, there was a time where I was super into sweaters. Super into like sweaters, like just like pullovers that had like
Shout out
nice.
to all the skinny people who wore sweaters because we were both, I mean, we're thin for our age.
And
I
almost
think.
dark.
But like, this is another story you can probably tell. Like, growing up really skinny, the sweater was like your armor.
I mean, that's, and even my nieces like also wore like those sweaters too. So I'm like, okay, you have to go through that phase, your long sweater phase. There was a time that I just had like pullover sweaters that just had like pretty patterns. My big t-shirt era. And then there was my mom jean era. I had flare jeans like, I don't know, maybe 8 years ago. And now I'm like, oh, flare jeans are back.
Didn't you buy low rise recently and you were, or no, did I make that up?
I don't know.
Maybe I made that up because I know those are coming back. The Mariah Carey cut off like jeans.
I know I had those in high school.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff. Yeah. So it's just like now I'm in the okay. I still like the distressed denim. Mom jean is fine. Any type of jean, honestly. But like now I'm going through an identity crisis with my tops. Like, what kind of tops do I want to wear? Yeah. And I want to be like, what are the millennial señoras who are still cool
Yeah.
and still go out.
Yeah.
What do they wear?
Right.
What tops do they wear? And so this really stood out to me at the store because I'm like, I feel like I could dress this down.
Yeah. But it's nice.
Or dress it up.
Yeah.
Either way.
Your vibe, if I may, is very like late 90s, like early Y2K.
Okay.
Like it's giving, I don't want to, it's, I think I told you, like it's very, like I think you'd look really good in like what the girls wore in that movie Jawbreaker. It's giving very Fern Mayo. And I love that for you.
The name's Violet. Right?
Violet, that's right.
Fern Mayo is Violet.
Yes.
Recommend.
Yeah,
Jawbreaker.
very
10 out of 10.
Yes. I mean, if there was like a person in media or pop culture or like a movie that like, do you think encompasses your style or like what you want to achieve, what would it be?
Oh shit. Wow, I don't know.
It's probably a good place to start.
That's deep.
I'm sure there is one that you're like, I love the way that looks.
Yeah. I feel like I just have to spend some time thinking about it because also I just like, I'm also obviously scrolling through TikTok and I'm like, these outfits are cute.
Mm-hmm.
So I also, a part of me kind of yearns for the business casual because I work from home.
Yeah.
Like exclusively. So there's not a lot of creativity in my day-to-day like wardrobe, I would say. You know, sure, the nice shirt for the presentations and the meetings and the on-camera stuff, but you know, sometimes you're reverting to your sweatpants, your leggings and all that stuff. So I feel like a part of me wants that business casual feeling that I had 5 years ago or whatever, when we were back in an office. Yeah.
No, I was telling my partner too, like I've been unemployed since February. I'm currently a house husband. So, so I don't get a lot of opportunities to like wear the nice clothes that I have. So I thought this podcast, like it's a nice opportunity to like try new things. So maybe that'll be a great opportunity for you to like try different things. Yeah.
And then I think it's timely in that I have a suitcase and a bag filled with clothes right now that I'm like, I have to get rid of it. And I keep it there because again, I can't just say bye to things.
Well, that's a great another topic too, is like, how do you get rid of things ethically? I feel like it feels like everything is wrong. Like I remember people are like, if you give things to Goodwill, they're just going to throw them away.
Yes.
I don't know how true that is. I haven't researched it. Maybe our one listener out there can fact check us on that. But it's very hard because like, and I think it's also like our culture, we're both Mexican, like you don't throw things away. Like you either try to sell it, you give it to somebody else. You know, it's really hard. Like I've even tried to, there's a place here in town in Austin where it's like a reuse, and I took some curtains that like I washed and stuff, and they're like, oh, we can't take it because it needs to be like in a package. I'm like, you want brand new things at a reuse center. I ended up putting it in like a donation bin outside. I don't even know if that's going to go to the right place or not. Yeah. So even though when you try, there's still rules and restrictions. Like we went to Goodwill and we had a rug that was like in nice condition, and they wouldn't take it because they don't take rugs or pillows from Goodwill. Oh, like I didn't know that. Yeah, like we were donating pillows and no, sorry, not pillows. We were donating a rug to Goodwill and they wouldn't take it. But I feel like I've seen rugs. Oh, I guess they're new rugs. What I've seen there then? I have no idea. So it's like it's really hard to figure out what to do with that stuff. I mean, I guess there's alternatives too. Like you could probably look into like a women's shelter that you can donate that to. I think they even take makeup, like any skincare that maybe you're not using, or like hair care. So that might be another option too, but it's difficult. I remember looking it up, and I think it's also very like seasonal. So it's like they'll tell you like what they're taking. Right. So I might not always have like those things, but yeah, like I agree with you. It's really hard to figure out what to do with things you don't want. And it's like, I feel bad for throwing it away because one, somebody gave it to me. Maybe I spent a lot of money on it once.
Maybe it was my favorite thing at one time, or I don't know where it's gonna end up.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like one of the things that, again, I'm gonna sound mamona here, but like, so what I used to like shop at like Target a lot or like whatever, and now that we're upping the price tag on the items, I feel like it's harder for me to get rid of things now. Cause like,
Yeah.
for example, this jacket was like $150, which my partner would be like, that's a steal for that designer. And I'm like, I get that, but I think for me, 150 is a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm not going to get rid of it. You know what I mean? Or if I know that I don't want it anymore, I can get it on the real and at least get $70 for it or something like that.
Okay.
So that's something that I'm like, just spend the money on like something nice, because then maybe you can resell it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's been like something we've been trying to, maybe it's just a justification to like buy expensive things.
Right.
But I do
to
feel
treat
like,
yourself.
but I do feel like it does prevent me from just like being like, I'm over that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it's like,
but not everyone's at that.
Whatever you tell yourself to like
Yeah.
convince yourself.
Like, whatever you say, bitch.
Whatever. Just convince yourself, justify things. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah,
First world problems.
I did want to share something else. I'm like, what else did I have on my list? Yesterday I went to a restaurant by myself.
When was the last time you did that?
I don't know.
Well, let's tell the people you are. What's your status? You're married.
Oh, I'm married. Yes.
You're a married lady.
I feel like, and I work from home, and my husband does too. So we're like always at home. So yeah, I feel like I guess at home we don't always eat together, but like I'm not by myself, you know? But yesterday, my husband was dog sitting at my suegros, so he was there all day. So I was at the house. I was here at home, and I was like, should I order something? Because that's what I tend to do. If I'm by myself, I will justify the shit out of Uber Eats,
right.
And I'm like, well, I'm by myself.
Or like, I'm really busy. I don't have time.
Let's get a Happy Meal real quick, like you know, like whatever. And so yesterday I was just kind of lying around the house, and I was like, well, I am getting hungry. Should I just go by myself? And it took me a while to like psych myself up to be like,
right,
just go. Ended up going to Gabriela's, which is like right here, so close to us. And
this was you said this was yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay.
This was yesterday around 3.
And Gloria's is bumping. Gabriela's is bumping.
Yes. So one thing I was like, I can go there because there's music playing, and I could just be vibing to the music, which is what ended up happening.
Yeah.
And I first, like, I get there, and then I'm like, okay, I'm doing this. But I could also keep telling myself at the last minute, I could also say to go and just leave.
Right.
So I walk in. It's not that busy. There's like a couple tables here and there. Of course, the music is bumping, and I'm like, okay, anywhere that plays reggaeton, I'm gonna stay. Right. And I walk in there, and I'm just like, 1, please. And then she goes, do you want to sit at the bar? And I was like, yeah. So then I sat at the bar, and then I sat like 2 chairs away from like these 2 friends who were like there, and I was like, is it weird if I sit next to them? And then I don't feel so lonely. But I was like, no, never mind. Just, you can do this. So I just sat by myself. The bartender came up to me and like gave me a menu, whatever. I already knew what I wanted. And so I ordered my food, and I was on my phone, but I was also like, don't be on your phone. That's weird. Like, I was overthinking it so much. I was like, should I have brought a fucking book? Like, I can't read a book and eat my enchilada. Like, it was just, I was overthinking it so much that I would like look at my phone, and I would be like clicking here and there, but then I would stare at the TV. I mean, I think football was playing, and I was like, okay, yes. I'm like, what is this? So I wasn't like actually watching TV, but I was just like looking around. The music, you know, I was just like bop my head around, and I was like singing and stuff. And then I'm like, what does this bartender think of me? And then I got so in my head that I was like, all he sees is a beautiful Latina just sitting at the bar with her wedding ring by herself. No book, no laptop. So she doesn't have any business.
Right.
Just hanging out.
Yeah.
Like, what's happening? And then in my head, I was like, the stories they're inventing right now about me. Yeah, like, look at this loser. Look at this loser. Like, oh my God.
I mean, they could think you're like, you know, like a sad widow or something.
Oh my God.
You know?
I wonder if those were the vibes I was giving up.
What was the fit? What was the fit giving?
I was wearing these like, what do you, like blue, like linen boho pants with like the drawstring, the tie string, and then like a little blank tank, and my dock sandals.
Were we wearing a bra?
Yes. Yeah.
What if you're like, no, just full headlights? You're like, why are people looking at me?
What's going on? Everyone's staring.
My eyes are up here.
And then but also because I was like, hey, like I'm wearing this, like I've got an outfit.
Yeah, you're like, I feel cute.
Let's just go. So then I went and, you know, I ordered my food. I didn't drink. I just got like a Mexican Coke because I wanted to have lunch. And so get my food. I'm eating it. I'm like eating faster because I'm not like distracted by conversation or I look at my phone every now and then, but also like I'm like, have you seen that like SNL skit where the girl's like cutting her steak and the whole table's shaking?
Yes.
So I'm like going at it to my enchiladas and eventually I stopped thinking about it. Then I'm like bopping my head and I'm eating my food and then I'm like, should I do this more often? I mean, not to be selfish, you know, like, I don't know. Is that selfish?
No, not at all.
For me to be like, can I just, I just had a lunch by myself.
You know what it is? I do feel like it's like good practice. Because I identify that whole, like, what are other people thinking? But I think it's good practice once you start doing it because you won't even think about it anymore.
And there was a time when I wouldn't, because I feel like when we were in school, and I mean, I never had lunch times that like coincided a lot with like my friends or whatever. So I would go get lunch by myself. And a lot of students do that. So then it didn't feel weird then.
Yeah.
And then now, I mean, I saw some people by themselves at the bar. So I was like, oh, it's no big deal. But I also remember like seeing somebody at the bar and being like, what's their deal? You know?
Oh, sad old person.
What's going on?
Yeah.
And it's usually like el
so
señor that's like on drinking his beer and like he's like, don't tell my wife, like, you know, that type of shit. So I'm like, who? Now I'm in this category.
No, I think you need to cultivate this mystique of like the cultured woman who's eating her enchiladas while reading a Bronte sister book or something.
And I'm like, okay, should I bring my Kindle? Should I get a book? Should I bring my Fear Street R.L. Stein Goosebumps novel?
I think you should have like a goal, like you're like, I want to, or even you're a writer, like maybe you write something, because I know you say sometimes you don't have a lot of time for that. If you want to maybe dedicate to just like writing some ideas or like, you know,
I think if I'm like, okay, I want to be more intentional about spending time like by myself in public like that. But yesterday I was just so in my head and whatever. I had my food. I paid my bill. I walked out.
Yeah.
And then I was like, should I go to Marshall's? No, I didn't. But
it was going to be like, I cried in my car.
And I was like, I was a little traumatized. Yeah. No, but then, you know, I came back home and I fell asleep. I was like,
you're like, that took me out.
That was so good. I was so brave today. I just like fell asleep. But yeah, then it was like, I did it.
Yeah. I think that's great. And I don't know if you feel the same way, but I feel like I'm still trying to get out of the mindset of like COVID. I don't know. Like I still feel, and especially right now, like my partner and I, we share a car, so I'm home a lot. So that still feels very familiar. You work from home. That probably still feels the same as it did. So like that, like pre-COVID feels like so long ago. Like I feel like I don't even, not that I don't know who I was, but like that kind of more sociable person is like very foreign to me now.
Yeah. Then because I remember, I know I've always known to myself to be an anxious person,
Mm-hmm.
but then yeah, like it was definitely heightened during the pandemic. But I remember like, okay, I would eat by myself and I wouldn't really care.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm like, oh, I'm a loser. But no. I went, I had lunch, no big deal.
You're a virgin.
And it's one of those things where it's like, it's cool if you do it.
Mm-hmm.
But if for me, I feel weird.
Right.
And I also feel dumb for feeling that way. But like my husband, like, well, if there's a movie that I don't want to see, that I don't care to see, he'll go see it without me. He'll go see it by himself.
I love watching a movie with myself. I've done that a few times as a person who's been with their partner. Like before, yeah, I would go to the movies by myself, but there's been a few times where I've gone without Luke before.
I still haven't done that. And I feel like that maybe that's something that it's definitely, I mean, no, it is on my list. And so maybe that's something I'm working up to. But I mean, that should be easier just sitting in the dark.
Right.
But yeah, like and then he'll also go to like a coffee shop because yeah, he wants to write or he wants to do this or he wants to do that. I don't like in the moment. I'm like, I don't want to go write somewhere.
I don't know. Maybe you and I are the same. Like Luke is kind of like your partner, like your husband. Like he'll go anywhere because he like, you know, like it's not planned. I feel like you and I are like, we want like a plan or like, this is what we're going to do. Whereas Luke is like, no, we're just going to chill. I'm like, chill? What does that mean? From what time to what time and where? What am I wearing?
From 8 p.m. to question mark.
Yeah. Like he's very like, let's just go. And I'm like, I feel like I want to plan. You know what I mean? Like if I'm going to leave the house, we're going to go here and here and then like come back.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just me. But I feel like my partner is definitely more like, let's just like go and hang out somewhere. And I'm like, but where? And what time? Who's going to be there?
Who's all going to be there?
What are they serving? You know, definitely not as flexible.
Is there food?
Is there water?
Is there water?
Yeah. I mean, I'm proud of you for going. Do you think you'll do it again soon? Maybe
Yeah.
Every Saturday can be Linda Day, or like you pick a day. Maybe you go during the week.
I also thought about that. Like, what if I just take an actual lunch break somewhere, like during the work week, and go have lunch by myself? Because again, like my husband and I, we don't have lunch together because he'll like go to the gym during his lunch, or our meetings are so random that sometimes there's no structure. So it's like we don't have the same gap. So it's like, oh, I made lunch, it's over there, or I'm ordering, it's at the counter, so it's not always the same. Right. So I think it'd be worth trying. But I think I made a good choice in going to Gabriela's because they play the music so loud. And if I'm not talking, then it's fine. Yeah, I'm vibing.
Totally.
And so I was just like listening to the music and whatever. It was fine. I didn't die.
Yeah.
Oh, but then I did. So I walk out to my car and I'm like walking to my car. And then right next to the driver's door, like my door, is like a diaper. And I was like, was this here when I got here? No. So in like the 45 minutes I was eating, somebody just threw a diaper here. It just threw me off, you know, because I like came out to the car and I was like,
yes.
I looked around. I was like, why is there a diaper?
Were you kind of like, is this a joke? Like,
yeah, I was like,
am I being punked?
Well, then
is this a hate crime?
It was like, am I about to be kidnapped?
Yeah.
Like, don't stare at it. Don't touch it. Like,
you'll get pink eye.
Yeah. I was like, I don't want to get kidnapped. I don't want to get baited or whatever.
Yeah.
And then whatever, I left. But
so it was on the ground.
Yeah.
By your door.
Yes.
Like if you weren't paying attention, you could have stepped on it.
Yes. That's why I was like, this wasn't here because I know that I would for sure stepped on it when I got off my
really
car.
Full.
Yeah.
Oh God. It was like a baby diaper, not a human diaper.
No,
babies
are human.
I mean, like an adult diaper.
Yeah. No, it was a baby diaper, but I was just like, oh, interesting.
PSA, please don't.
But anyways,
porcinos.
I did
Throw
it.
your diapers away.
Went to the restaurant, had lunch.
You said enchiladas.
Avocado cream enchiladas. Shout out to enchiladas.
Just enchiladas.
a Mexican, to all the enchiladas out there, enchilada community. I see you and I hear you, and then I just have like a Mexican Coke. But
yeah,
that was my big girl moment yesterday, I guess.
Yeah, I definitely would love to do things on my own, and you've inspired me to do that. And I hope you inspired our one listener to do that as well.
Yes.
Thank you, listener.
Our subscribers, I'm going to call you out by name right now because I'm going to make you subscribe to my cuatas, Almandelia, and to Arlene. We
Speaking
have
of mamonas.
We have 3 subscribers, guaranteed.
My mom. My mom and the cuatas. Thank you to all of our fans out there. But yeah, this has been our first podcast. I think we had quite the conversation about clothing, sustainability,
guilt,
fashion, being able to overcome anxieties in public spaces.
I would also like to address the schnauzer in the room.
Oh yeah, we haven't introduced this lovely lady here.
Miss Lola. Can I get a quick zoom in on Miss Lola? A Lola Studios production. Join us next time where we talk about who knows.
Yeah.
But we're going to be here to talk about anything.
And everything.
And everyone.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So we hope that you will continue to listen to us and like and subscribe.
What is it? Smash that like and subscribe button real quick.
Mamonas.
That's the word of the day.
That is the word of the day. But we'll see you next time.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.